All thanks and praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Wabrakakwa. Peace, blessings, much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, down to the rest of the elders who rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth. To the rest of the church who believe as well, you men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons and daughters also. The water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to the cross for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. Let's touch on Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So the heart or the mind is desperately wicked. People always use the excuse. They'll say things like, the Lord knows my heart. God knows my heart. He does know your heart, and he knows that your heart is wicked. That's why we can't go off of our own mind, our own opinion. Look at this world. Here it is. Vladimir has brought out information on the true image of the Messiah, and the Israelites, but yet the world acts like it never happened. Every time the truth comes out, especially here in America, it's ignored, regardless of who it comes from. I'm to the point where I realize whether you're a celebrity or you're just a normal person, if you're speaking the truth, absolute truth, things that matter, people are going to ignore you. It's not going to travel as far as a lie would. It's going to fall on a lot of deaf ears. The Negro, Latino, and Native Americans are the biblical Israelites. You have men on the streets who have constantly been explaining and expressing these things. But then for those who have listened to what Vladimir had to say, not everybody, of course, but a lot of people have thought about what he said. But when we said it, it didn't have as much effect as it still doesn't. But when a world power says it, it reaches further, but people still try to shun it away. So what's next to do? The Lord is going to have to bring judgment. All right? If I don't make it out today, which I'm hoping I do, I'll get out tomorrow. But I want to go into the true image of the Messiah and the Israelites. A lot of people are really overlooking the truth. They say color doesn't matter, but if color does not matter, why change the truth into a lie in the first place? Because the heart is deceitfully wicked. And our people love to follow their mind. Your mind can trap you up. Your mind can have you thinking things that ain't true. Your mind can have you feeling yourself more than what you need to be feeling yourself. Your mind can have you feeling like shit when you're in a blessed position. Your mind can have you all scrambled up, all turned and twisted, because you're setting your thoughts. Really, you're setting your faith on your thoughts, and your thoughts not lining up with the Bible. That's where the deception comes in. All these imaginations in this world today, all these opinions in this world today, they don't even matter. The heart is deceitful above all things. So above all, the most wicked thing is our mind. Our flesh is capable of being as wicked as it is because the mind is feeding the flesh. And desperately wicked, who can know it? I, the Lord, Yahweh, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. The Lord knows the inside of a man. People are able to deceive those around them, those who may watch their videos. They may deceive people into thinking they're holier than thou, deceive people into thinking they really serve the Lord. But the Lord is really weighing us out. The Lord is not just looking at the outer man. The Lord isn't just looking at what the world sees. The Lord is looking at the inner man, which is actually more important than the outer man. Just like if you were to drink a cup, let's say you had a canister and that canister had a lid on it. The liquid that you're drinking out of this canister, it could be full of maggots, worm, other types of parasites, different bacteria. But because you saw the outside of the cup, you said, hey, it's clean. But you didn't look at or ponder on the inside of the cup. Okay? Which is actually more important than the outside. That's why the Lord is trying every man's ways, which goes into the inner man. All right? I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. And as the scriptures say, every tree shall be known by his fruit. You're either going to flourish, you'll be a tree full of beautiful fruit, or you'll be a thorn bush. And if you're a thorn bush, you're going to be burned in the fire. A thorn bush is someone who follows after their deceptive mind. Someone who says, I know the Bible says this, but my mind says something else, and I'm going to follow what my mind says. Deception is going to get people hurt and even killed. Okay? The Lord is not dealing with partiality and judgment. He's not dealing with partiality and truth. He's not dealing with partiality in anything. Okay? The Lord is very serious. And he's weighing every man's heart. He's weighing every man's action. So when we do things, we have to make sure our intentions are pure. Because anything outside of that is polluted. All right? Let's touch on the Apocrypha. Sirach chapter 3 and 24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. Many are being deceived by their opinions. Everybody got something to say. Everybody and their mama thinks they're a freaking stoic. All you have to do is get online, get on social media. Everybody and their mama has a doctrine. They have some type of so-called motivational advice. They don't got the truth. The people in this world do not have the truth. Okay? That's what separates those who the Lord is dealing with from everybody else. We have the whole truth. And when I say the whole truth, things that pertain to our salvation, hey, those are the things that we're speaking and teaching on. Those are the things that we must know. How are we going to get to the kingdom? What things must we know for that? How are we going to be delivered? What things must we know for that? How are we going to please the Lord? What things must we do to do such a thing? Those things matter. But our people want to find their own way. They want to create their own path. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. Now, let's move that out the way. Let's touch on Job chapter 12 and 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So whether someone's a false prophet or someone's following behind a false prophet, the Lord is controlling them. The Lord controls everything. So men who are being deceived are going to keep on being deceived. Okay? Because the evil men that the Lord set up to deceive are going to keep deceiving those who are not of the elect. They're going to keep following after their own imaginations. This world, they want a world-friendly doctrine, but this truth that we're involved with is anti this world. It really is. It's in direct opposition to this world, and that's how the Lord made it. Okay? That's a part of the fight that we're in. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So both parties, the one doing the deceiving and the one being deceived, they're both going to fall into a ditch. They're both going to be judged by the Lord, but nevertheless, they're both set up by the Lord because nothing is against the Lord. In fact, let's get that. Proverbs 21. in verse 30. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord. So nothing is against the Lord. Remember, the deceiver and the deceived are his. So if an individual is telling you Esau's not the so-called white man, guess who set that man up to be a liar? The Lord did. And then for anyone who follows behind them, guess who set that up? The Lord did it. Why? Because nothing is against the Lord. Let's say someone wanted to be like No Light and shoot up the Bible. Well, guess who made that person do that? The Lord did it. Why? Because nothing is against him. He controls everything. He set up both sides. How can you go against a man who literally creates his own enemies and creates his own friends? And when I say create, I mean that in a literal matter. I'm not saying a person creating enemies because they're going around being a niggard. I'm saying a power that literally creates his enemies. Nothing is against that man. Okay? Nothing is against the Lord. Even those who are against the Lord, they're not against the Lord. The Lord made them to be against him. We bring out this word. Those who don't believe, the Lord is making them not believe. Come on, you can't go against the Lord. You can't win going against the Lord thinking, well, you can't go against the Lord. But for those who think they're against the Lord, you're not going to win because the Lord rigged everything. Everything is his will. Okay? If a feather falls off a bird, okay? If a bird falls out of a tree, if a person is walking down the street, they come across a $20 bill. The Lord does all these things, insignificant and significant things. The Lord is behind it. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord. You have the elites having secret councils all the time, speaking on ways to destroy the Israelites, seeking out their demons, doing rituals and things to conjure up left-hand spirits. The Lord is putting that spirit on them to do so. Why? Because everything goes back to the Lord. So a lot of people are actually deceived by their own vain opinion, not even knowing the Lord is blocking them. Okay? Everything is the Lord's will. Okay? And people don't want to understand that because the Lord doesn't want them to understand that. And they're going to keep on following after their own imaginations as long as the Lord sees fit for them to do so. Come on, man. That's a true power. Jeremiah 7:24. Verse 23. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people. Speaking to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans based off of your father's line. And walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well with you. But they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their heart, their evil heart, and went backward and not forward. So your heart is evil. And when you follow after your own imagination, you follow after what your mind says, it's going to cause you to be a demon. That's what women do. A woman will be all up in her mind. Next thing you know, she's making dumb decisions. That's why we have to keep our focus on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and not be deceived like everyone else, which is not up to us, but pray that we're not deceived like everyone else, I should say. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. I'm going to close it here. Be not deceived. The power is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So you reap what you sow. Don't be deceived, because see, the heart is deceitful above all things. Let's just grab that again, because this goes good with that scripture. Jeremiah 17 and verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things. So don't be deceived. Why? Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is not mocked. Why is he not mocked? Because he controls the deceiver and the deceived. He controls those who believe and those who don't believe. Don't be deceived into thinking otherwise. Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived. The power is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap, because you're going to reap the fruit of your doings. So all these non-believers, all these people with their vain opinions, always have something to say. The Lord is going to shut the mouths of a lot of people up. He is going to make a lot of people shut the hell up. We are in a time of the Lord just shutting shit down, man. We are in some beautiful, beautiful times. All right? Earthquakes happening all throughout the world. You know, just people showing that, you know, with all these things happening, no matter what seems to happen, the majority are going to remain stupid. The majority are going to remain in their dumb ass opinions. So to hell with them. The Lord gonna deal with them. So I'm gonna wrap it up. All praises unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Warakak Wadash. Shalom.